Hello guys, welcome to live grooming day. I'm live every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time, and I upload new videos every Monday and Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern time. So today we have a COTON de Tulear. Yes, and his name is Arthur. This is Arthur. Yeah, Arthur. Getting in his first shampoo. If you have any questions, I'm right here. Just let me know. That's the purpose of these live videos. Ah, Arthur. Wow, I've been grooming Arthur, I think, for about 10 years now. So see, when I'm washing, I always give 2 shampoos. Unless it's a puppy, and it's their first time or second, whatever. In the beginning, I tend to do only 1 shampoo, I don't want them to be too stressed, and I want them to just have a taste of what the grooming process is. Yeah, you're making little grunts. Good morning, little one. So we're slowly getting to 2,000 subscribers, which I'm pretty proud of. We'll slowly get there. I want to create a nice community. So the more we have subscribers here, the bigger the community will get. And I'm here to stay. I am. I'm really here to stay. So this is just a little blueberry facial I'm giving him. He's got some poopies in his eyes right there. I could actually just get that right now, or I'll just wait. I like to wait when I'm at the table, because I like the poopies to soak in that water a bit. Okay, we're going to give him a first rinse. Letting these eye crusties soak a bit will absolutely help when we go in with the flea comb to pull them out. You don't want to pull because you don't want to hurt his eyes, right? You're not going to hurt your eyes, little one. You got to take your time, little one. Take your time. It's a service. And it's not, I don't see it necessarily just like as a service to your client. I also see it as a service to this little pup. These little experiences they get to go through. You get to go through this experience as if he's happy with it. But I tend to try to make the experience as positive for the little one. Welcome everybody. I'm happy to see. I have some people hanging out with me this morning. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to rinse on his face, and I'm going to bring his face downwards, nice and cover his nose, and to the top of his head here. Cover his nose because I don't want any water going in there. Yeah, but you lifted your nose, and now you get water in there. And since this is only the first round, because I do 2 shampoos. Although it wasn't all rinsed out, it's okay. I'm coming back in anyway. I got some of it off. Coming back in for a second shot. Then we'll give him a really good rinse. The rinse is really important because you don't want their skin to dry out. Right, little Arthur? Oh, well, you're pulling on that. Don't pull on that. Here, you don't really need this, right? You won't try to jump out. So this is the second shampoo. I like to use the 2-in-1. It's from Tropiclean. In no way am I sponsored or I'm just letting you know what I'm using. Really? You can't tell me it's hot in here. It's cold outside. I don't know about you guys. The weather is pretty cold here now. I don't know what happened. It went from being in the 40s Celsius to going right down to 13. It's crazy. Oh, really? All right. Okay. One last time for your head, and we rinse you out. We're going to go get you dry, okay? On his head, on the ears, on the sides. Yeah. Hang on. Hang on, little one. Some nice little circles on the top of your head, like that. Huh? Want to show everybody what you look like with the spikies? You don't want any spikies? Show everyone what you look like with spikies. There you go. You do your cheeks. And you do your chin. And what else do we do? Your ears. You do your ears. Good morning, Sister Dina. You had an early summer, maybe an early fall, cold here also. Yep. Here also, they're calling for, well, I was checking the almanac, and it's saying apparently it's supposed to be a colder fall. Lots of rain. We're supposed to get also a lot of snow, apparently, this year. Compared to last year, we had nothing. I mean, it didn't snow. It did, but not enough. Not enough for my liking. I like a lot of snow. All right. This is the last rinse. Last rinse. I'm always sure to keep the water a little under warm, just, body temperature, right? Sometimes I'm used to these gloves, right? So I'll just hold it like this and I can feel the temperature. And then I'll gauge it here to be sure what I'm feeling here to memorize how warm it is or how cold it is. So yeah, as I was saying a while ago, I'm live every Wednesday, 10 a.m. I'm here for your questions. I'm here to show you the full groom. And I upload new videos every Monday and Friday, 8 a.m. And this is all Eastern time. Oh yeah, we gotta back up, honey. This is all Eastern time, and yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, just be sure you click the notification bell, because even if you subscribe, you may not get any notifications, but I've uploaded a new video. Oh, bud. Oh, I have some news for you guys. We may be adopting a new dog. We're going to try out this new puppy here. Well, puppy, he's a year old. Hang on, hon, hang on. He's a year old, and his name is Buddy. And I already have a dog that's named Bud. It's Buddy Boo, his name. So this new pup, well, he's going to come over today, spend the day and the night, spend the night with us, and see if everyone gets along. Hopefully. And actually, Buddy is one of the dogs that I have groomed, and I've actually made a video about. It was his first groom, and he was in deep need of a haircut. He was really, really frazzled when he got there. So if ever you want to see that video, you can go in my playlist and check that out, in my dog grooming playlist. It's Buddy. I think I wrote his name in the title. I'm not sure. But he's got one ear up on that image. He's got one ear up in the air, and it's a Yorkie. Little Yorkie. All right. Okay, not bad. You're telling me to stop talking and get working. For some reason, I don't work as fast when I'm talking. So I like to wipe off his head before rinsing and after rinsing. Because when I press down on his ears, I don't want any water squishing into there. If that was all wet and I pushed down, that would go down into his canal. So you gotta think of that. Now his little crusties are all nice and soft, so I'll be able to take them off. All right, we done? We're done. We're gonna go for a drive, get out of the pink light, show them your true color or non-color. Stand up. Last place you want to rinse is always the belly, because all of that soap runs right down there when you're on top, right? You see, when you're watching your water, watch your water and be sure there's no more soap left. Because if this dog goes home with soap, you're going to have one itchy dog. Yep, Buddy and Buddy too. So I think it's going to be Buddy Boo and Buddy. No, well, Bud and Buddy, I guess. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to have to. I already call Buddy my buddy, Bud. So, yeah, well done. Well done. Okay. That wasn't so bad, was it? Nah. It wasn't so bad. Give me a second, guys. I'll wipe this up. I like to keep my area nice and clean. There. All right, hon. Wow. Okay, so give me a second. I'm going to set him up on the table, and I'm going to come get the camera. I only got 2 hands here. Sit you up here. There. I'm coming. I'm coming to get you guys. Watch it. If you're dizzy, close your eye. There you go. There's my bud. Not my bud. I was just talking about buddies. I said, there's my bud. No, there's my bud. There's my Arthur. All right. So, face. So good day, puppy lovers. Here I am with this little one here. I'm going to turn a light on here. So this is the joys of doing live videos. Anything that I usually, if I were to be filming a normal, like a video where of course I'd edit all these parts out because they're too long to watch, right? But the purpose of this is so that we can hang out. I really want to create a community where I can help people, give them some answers. Get some answers to you guys. If you got any questions, I need to show you stuff. I need to show you stuff that I've learned in the last 14 years of grooming. And I've been grooming since 2010. And I love it even more now than when I actually started out. When I started out, it was awesome. I loved it. I had my little business going, and it took a while for it to get going, but I just loved it. But the more I learned about myself, the more it taught me about myself, actually. Grooming taught me about what patience really is. And in one part of patience is breathing. Yeah. Breathing and understanding. Breathing and understanding. These are dogs we're working with, not people. They don't necessarily understand. And it's your job as a groomer, or your job as a mom or dad that's taking care of your pup at home. It's your job to educate the pup and to educate yourself on, letting go. This too shall pass. There are moments where dogs just won't let you do what you want them to do. And when that happens, you don't do it. Or you move on to something else and you come back. Because a dog's patience, or a dog will hit 10. My other puppy's just, Buddy Boo is crying for his dad. His dad's not up, he's being lazy this morning. What was I saying? Oh, hang on. Bud, you're not helping the situation, Yeah. It's okay, hon. Give me a second. I'm just going to cut this here. Any questions about the eyes, guys? You have a pup at home or something? Any questions about why I'm using this specific tool, or what tools you're using? What tools should you use? I like to come in and just right before drying them, I take the poopers out and then I cut around the eyes to get all of that hair out. Then I'll come in with my eye cleaner. Of course, I did wash and soak that up and soak it up. Did wash. And, but there were still poopers there that stayed there, so I'm just going to come in here and just clean this out with the diamond dyes. It's from Vitacoat. Again, I'm not sponsored or whatever. I'm not doing this. I'm just letting you know what I use. Sometimes I use, this is the best part of grooming, the kissies. You can't just kiss your client like that. You can kiss the dog, though. Why would you kiss the client? What a weird thing to say. I'm just being funny. All right. So, once I got that done, we're going to go into ears here. I need another round. I got my round there. I'm going to get some of this stuff on here. And by the way, for the eyes, that diamond eye stuff, all the tear stain remover stuff does not remove the stains, really. What it can do, though, is if you're on it, like if this is your dog and you do it regularly, like every day, you're on it, you're cleaning it, and you're keeping that area dry. If the dog has tears, his eyes are running a lot, then you got to dry that up and clean it up. Because what happens is, the reason why they get stained like that is because of the little liquid that comes out, the tears that come out of their eyes. What it does is it causes, it's bacteria that builds up, and that's what causes the staining. But this stuff does not take away the stain, but it helps to prevent new stains coming. And you'll know that it's working once you've had, you've cut out and then cleaned, and if there's any debris, any stain left, and then you're doing it every day and cleaning every day, you're going to notice after a while that there's going to be at the root, his roots are going to be showing, and his roots are going to be white. So instead of being orange, so you know that it's working. So I'm going to do the other ear also. I'm going to get him dry. Stop talking. Stop talking. Get the poor dog dry. All right. I'm going to do this ear also. I don't pluck his ears. He doesn't need any plucking. See, that ear is completely open. Even if there's a few hairs here, that's not going to cause him to have any ear problems because his whole ear is open. And if I don't need to cut, sometimes I'll come in and cut if they have thicker hair, and I'll come in and cut some of that out. Or if the client wants me to pluck, I'll pluck. But I usually don't pluck because sometimes plucking can actually cause other problems with the ears, in the sense that it depends on how you're plucking. If you like pluck aggressively, you can cause a little bit of bleeding and other problems with the ear. So when you're plucking, you gotta really pluck a few hairs at a time and not just grab and twist and pull out. That makes me cry, just cringe and cry. Okay, we're gonna check out his bum here. He's got some knotting going on. I'm going to clear that right now. Some people come in with the clipper. I just go in with my scissors. Same difference, whatever makes you comfortable. You gotta be very careful though with the scissors. Toss everything over and really careful. You know, even being careful can happen. Accidents do happen at groomers. Accidents can happen. Just because there's an accident doesn't necessarily mean that the groomer was not careful. The dog could have moved. You know, it's our responsibility, of course, to not go too fast. Also. So, baby wipe. See, that bum needed some cleaning too. Although I did soap that up pretty good, there were poopers left there. I could have taken the poopers out before, but I'm fine. This is how I work. This is how I do it. Nice alcohol on there, because I was in areas that I don't think would be enjoyable for another pup. So I'm going to get some of this spray on there. And guys, I'm going to stop talking. Let me get this glue going. Okay. This is just a little bit of conditioning spray. Guys, it's hard for me to stop talking. Some people will turn on the live and they're going to like freeze up and not know what to say. I just have too much to say. I'm struggling here to try to be quiet. As my dad used to say, Liz, shut up. Liz, you talk too much. Okay. Any questions about my brush? This is a wet brush, guys. I come to enjoy the wet brush. The wet brush right after their bath. Let me get some more of this stuff in here. This really helps with the knots, helps the dematting. So these cottons really, really get matted easily. So, you know, he's shaking. I'm going to get this drying here. I don't want it to be too cold. Okay. This is just so that he's a little more comfortable. Can you show me your bum? Have his 2 feet like that, and I just pop him in there and make sure that his little private parts that are nicely set in. Right. So if you're wearing wearing a headset or something, I advise to lower the volume because the dryer is pretty loud. So I'm going to dry him and I'm wearing a mask. And I will say this in every video if I have to. When you're grooming, wear a mask. It will save you from getting groomer's lung. If you don't know what groomer's lung is, look it up on Google. It ain't fun. Save your lungs. Here goes the noise. I'm drying in sections. job. Yeah, he's stressed out. He's always stressed out. I have a hair in my eye, guys. Just love that. One second. No, I'm right here, don't. Okay. That hair's gonna stay there, I guess. It's gonna bug me. I have a question for you guys. Where does the Coton de Tulear originate from? Where do they come from? Do you know? Write it in the comments section. Well, I'll try to get this hair out. So where does the Coton de Tulear come from? Don't cheat. Don't go looking on ChatGPT. Don't go looking on Google. Don't cheat. Off the top of your head, take the best guess. Come on, guys. We need a few answers. I have that hair in my eye that's going to be bugging me. Oh, darn it all. Okay. Well, see, I didn't dry his face like that. I tried a little. I've been grooming him for 10 years, and every 6 weeks, every 8 weeks, and he's still stressed. So dogs are mostly stressed about the bath. Well, first of all, they're stressed about being up on the table. You know, being up on a table was high, and used to being on the ground. And but drying them and washing them, in general, that's the part they hate the most. Okay, so no one's guessing. No one's guessing where this dog breed comes from. The Coton de Tulear. I give it another minute. Give me an answer. I'm going to use this little dryer here. Warm air comes out here, and it's a brush, so we're going to do his ears and his face a little bit, okay? Nope, not China. Haha. I'm waiting for someone else to try to give me another guess. Come on. Shoot me anything. Not China. Don't Google it. Try to guess. Well, I got one person that's guessing. 5. I'm going to give the answer. 4. Nope, not Russia. 3, 2, 1. Madagascar. The Coton de Tulear from Madagascar. Who would have thunk? Mexico? Nope, Madagascar. Yeah. And you can imagine, look at this thick coat too, huh? I'd have never guessed it. I started grooming Cotons 14 years ago when the Coton breed was just starting to, no one really knew about the Coton. And there's this lady here that was breeding them, and she had a very pregnant Coton, and she really needed someone to shave the belly because the dog was going to be giving birth soon, so she really wanted me to shave the belly to be sure that the little pups can get in there and, you know, not too much hair and, you know, and get in there and be able to suckle and drink their milk. And also these Cotons, if you're not keeping them brushed out, you're going to run into a lot of this stuff, this matting. These are mats. These are knots and mats. And a mat is it really is like a mat, like a carpet. It's like carpeting. So they need to be brushed out. And it's not just, like when you get your first Coton, we'll say, you start brushing them out when they're a little, and you're just brushing, it's pretty easy, it's an easy thing to do, but wait till they're 6 to 8 months, then their hair starts growing in. Then you gotta keep the knots out. And 12 hours, 6 hours after you've brushed your dog, there's more knotting that shows up. So if you're patient with the brushing, and if your dog is patient, then why not some of these dogs just enjoy the brushing, they enjoy the time with mom or dad, having that time together to be touched and pet and brushed. But some of them just don't want it. And it also depends. They might not want it because of the technique you're using. So if you're using a brush that has these hard bristles and you're brushing down on your dog, you're actually scratching the dog's skin and you're going to cause brush burns. So you need to deposit and lift up and away. Never brush like that. Never brush. You just deposit and lift up and lift up and lift like that. Okay? So what I usually do with the clients who come in with a cotton, they want a nice, they bought this dog for the beautiful fur, and I let them know that they need to do the good brushing, and then I show them how to do the brushing. So then I'm just going to answer this and ask, what is the dryer brush called? To tell you the truth, maybe just dryer brush. If you go on Amazon, Heather, if you go on Amazon, just write that. I'm pretty sure that's fine because there are different. This one's just the iPetty, Pettie, iPetty. There are different companies that make them and they're different names. It has like a 2 speeds. The heat gets pretty warm, and you got to be careful because it can get hot if you don't want to put this on the dog. Look, I can do this. It's getting a little hot now. So you really don't want to stay on that skin too long. And remember not to, because the brush is a little, it's got these little plastic nibs on it, but it's kind of still scratchy. It's not like this wet brush. So yeah, Amazon. Maybe a dryer brush for dogs, and I'm pretty sure you'll find something. So anyhow, so I usually do this for the ears and the top of the head. And the reason why I'm using this brush is because this pup doesn't like all that huge hose coming at him, right? Some dogs don't mind actually. So I'll just brush it out like that. Got some matting and knots just to be sure that you're holding that knot between your fingers before trying to pull any knotting out. And if after a while those knots don't want to come out, just cut. It's okay to cut. You can use a pair of thinning shears, which the cut won't show as much as if you use just a normal pair of shears. So yeah. So I was saying a while ago, so for my clients in general, I'll let them know that there's a lot of brushing that's going to go on, but I will suggest to them, because I have had clients come to me crying because my dog is totally out of control, and of course it's a lot of work. And if your dog is running away from you and hiding from you when you pull out the brush, what kind of relationship is that for you and your dog? But I can only understand how the client bought this dog to have all of that fluff. But if your dog is not happy with it, and if you've used the wrong technique brushing the dog, then the dog may be scared. So at that point, I'll suggest keeping the dog just a little shorter. Just a little shorter, so that the client can still enjoy the beautiful fluff, and still enjoy a little beautiful fluff. And then we just go down. We'll go a little shorter, and then we'll go even a little more shorter. If ever the next time they come around, they're saying I'm struggling with these knots, or whatever, so we'll go just a little more. Because from one COTON de Tulear to the next, the hair is not always the same. His brother is softer. I have his brother with me, is softer, actually. Well, he's older too, I don't know, but he has hairs in there. Some it's just cotton, but him, as you see, there's a little bit of, you see that? It's got like these hairs, and these are like tougher, like it's like a hair, like a, like a gray hair, like mine. Okay, so one more dryer, guys. I'm going to show you that I've been using. This one too, I really enjoy. If the dog doesn't want to take the brush one, I'll use this one. It's the iFurfy that I got off Amazon also. Guys, in no way am I associated with these companies. This is just stuff that I found on Amazon that I absolutely enjoy. It comes with different nozzles. Just click that in, and I'll turn it on. It's not very loud. It sounds loud on the video. It sounds loud, and the sound comes from here. It sounds loud on the video. I tell you guys, it's really not loud compared to that last dryer I just used. You may not find, because it's so different on the video than in real life. So I tend to use this one to come in to do the closer work here. I know it may seem like a lot of different steps, but for me, keeping the dog as comfortable as they can be, that's what's important. I'll groom 3 to 4 dogs a day, and I don't want to be fighting these dogs, and I don't want these dogs to be too anxious when it comes to see me. So it's important to get your cotton nice and dry too, because if you leave this type of hair actually, if you leave this type of hair to kind of stay too humid, it will knot up easily. But I usually get about 85% of that water out. And while he's on the table, I'll come in once in a while and I'll just comb out, brush out. Because when you comb and brush, guys, that really helps the drying process. It separates all of the hairs. So we're separating the hairs. See, I'm just poking in. And this is not hot. I have different settings there. We're almost done, and we're going to get to the cut. Huh? Everyone's waiting for the cut, are they? You're doing a good job, Arthur. Doing a good job. Watch it. Sorry. Yeah, so this isn't his favorite part, but try to get some of that dry. Yeah. So guys, I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers, and I am so happy about that. I started this channel in October last year. Was it October 10th or 21st? I'm not remembering, but it's in October last year in 2023. There. See, that's good enough, guys. Look at that fluff face. It'll dry off on its own, but I'm going to keep brushing. Oops, hang on. I'm going to keep combing and brushing so that it doesn't dry off too much on its own. Like, we need to have some control. So you just separate those hairs. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers. I am really trying to create this really cool community where I can show you guys all kinds of tips and tricks. I'm here to teach. I really am here to teach. If you have any questions, I've been grooming for 14 years now. 14 years in October also. Isn't that funny? Got my diploma, well, my certificate, diploma, whatever. I got it in October, and I started my YouTube channel. The puppies call it Tutu. They say Tutu. My husband and I always give voices to our animals. And they say, "You on Tutu?" Yep, we're on Tutu. All right. So let's get the groom going. Any questions, just let me know. I'll check once in a while. I'm not really understanding that last. Why is the dog so fluffy? Oh, why? Because it's a COTON de Tulear. A COTON de Tulear has that type of coat. It's just the coat type. He's fluffy, and especially that I washed him. I gave him 2 nice baths and a nice scrub, and then I blow dried him with my Force air dryer, and that really fluffs out the coat. So we're gonna give him a really nice cut. Yeah, I'm gonna brush him out first. Another part here that they don't always enjoy, but as I showed you guys, out, 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 not along the leg. Just tap and pull out. Just keep tapping and pulling out. If you go along the leg, you're going to be scratching your dog. These are really good to help get rid of knots and mats and work fast. I could use this. But I really find, like, he's not really knotted, so, but I really find that this separates all of the hairs better than this one. See how they're closer together? So it helps to separate those hairs and gets it nice and ready for me to give him a nice cut, okay? So this is my prep brush. Takes out all of the knots. There, little one. He's pulling on my arm, on my hand. He's been through this so many times. You'd figured he'd get used to it, but nope. Lots of dogs. They go their whole lives being stressed about the groom. Let me get this done. So yeah, for those who don't know, I'm live every Wednesday. I'm live every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And I'm here to answer your questions. If there's anything you need, if you're a groomer or just a puppy caregiver at home and you have questions, I'm right here. You know, I answer as quick as ChatGPT. I try to. I try to. So with the metal comb, it's good to just comb all of that out to see if your work is well done. A lot of the times people will brush and they're, oh, it's all brushed, he's all brushed. But when you go with your comb, that knot is right at the skin. Right down at the skin. I'll show you guys something that if the brushing doesn't work, in a sense that if after a bunch of passes I'm seeing that there's a nasty knot or mat that just doesn't want to comply and go away as I'm asking it to, I will come in and use a pair of scissors. But not just an ordinary pair of scissors. I will use the scissors thinners. At the base of the tail, they don't like being brushed much. So see these thinners? You know, they have some in some pharmacies or Amazon. You just type in thinners, thinning shears, or blenders, and you'll come out with scissors with teeth. And when you do that, here, you'd have to see what I'm doing here. I'll try to get that in there, okay? Let's find another knot. Just so you can see, right here. There's another knot right there, see? So, what I do is I come in, you see this knot right here. I'm just gonna use my thinners and I'm just gonna chop. You can chop a few chops behind it. Brush it out, and it won't show. If you were to use these, just so I can show you, here I have a knot here, and you do that, see that straight line that it made? You can use these to fix that so that doesn't show. So see, you made it all disappear. It disappears, okay? It won't even show. These are a groomer's best friend, I find. My best friend anyway. You know? Alright. Because dogs, their tails, there's a lot of like nerve endings around in this area, and they're very sensitive with their tails, and it makes them uncomfortable. And again, same thing, just going into the knot. I don't want to make him uncomfortable. Don't want to make him uncomfortable. I brush some out, and you look for that knot. I'm not saying you look for the knot and you pull. You look for the knot. If it stops, hold that knot. Use these little shears here, the scissors, and just snip into it. Get rid of it. Sometimes you'll be brushing your dog. He's all out. There's no knots, no mats. And you put this cotton back in the water. As soon as it hits the water, for some reason, water is the enemy to these types of coats. There's another knot there. I don't want to bug him with that. I'm cutting that out. I'm not going to bug him. Because if you think about it, if you're brushing, there's a knot, and you're brushing and pulling, you're trying to work that knot and brushing and pulling, what you're actually doing, breaking that knot apart, and you're just going to eventually just break all of the hairs. So whether you're breaking it by pulling it, or you're breaking it by being kinder, you're getting the job done both ways. But the other way is a little nicer. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put it on do not disturb. Clients. So in general, it takes me about an hour and 20 minutes maybe to groom a cotton. But of course, I'm live and I'm showing you guys and I'm stopping. So of course it's going to be a little longer today. And I have his brother to groom right after. So his brother I groomed, I think I did a live with him. I think I did. This area here inside, they don't like that either. Often what will happen is I'll try to comb it out, and if I have some knots in there, if the dog lets me, I'll try to come in here, okay? If he doesn't let me, I'll just pull it out later on, and even with the knots there, and I'm gonna come in, and anyway, I'm cutting all of that off. So I'm gonna cut into that knot, and then no more knots. So you don't have to pull off all of it out. The reason why, maybe just a wiggle room. The reason why I need to get all of these knots out on his body is because I'm going to go in with my clipper. And there's a clipper comb attached to that clipper. And the comb needs to be able to go through the hair. Okay? All right. So any questions, just let me know. Right here. Right here. Even if you're, after this is recorded, if you got any questions, just leave them in the comments section. He doesn't like this, he just doesn't want this here. So I groom only small breeds. In the beginning I was grooming bigger dogs. And I quickly understood that my back cannot take it. I have a back problem. I have like a herniated disc. And yeah, I've had that since I was I hurt myself when I was 14. I've had this all my life, so I have to be careful on what I do with my back. Or else my back's out for, I could be 2 weeks. I can be 2 weeks where I have to just always be laying down, so I don't want that. Sometimes it takes months before I feel like myself again. There. All right. We done that part? Now it's the face. Sometimes they get matted here. He won't want me to do this. Sometimes they get matted in here, actually, oftentimes. So I'm just feeling for the I'm just feeling for the mats and knots, and I'm going to come in just with the tip. I advise not to come in like this when you're around the face especially. So if you're just coming in with just the tip like this, so that if their tongue does come out, there's not much space between these teeth. So I'm just looking for the knot, I'm not combing it out. Sometimes I'll come in with the brush, but he's pulling a lot. And you see how I'm holding his face? He's pulling a lot. I gotta get in there and just quickly get this done because I don't want him to be too uncomfortable. All right, and often down here too, they got these knots down here. See? From one dog to another, it's different. Some dogs I may go brush because the dog will tolerate it. But him, he pulls a lot, and he's getting older, and his patience is running thin. See, he doesn't want that. So I'm just gonna come in and, you know, and I'm never looking for perfect, guys. I try to do the best I can to make them look as amazing as they can look, but I'm aiming for comfort and getting the job done in respect. Respecting the dog, respecting how they're feeling. These little beings are... I have to hold his chin. I really do. There, guys, we're done. Okay, let's move on and get some other stuff done. Jeez Louise. Me and my talking. All right. So we're going to shave underneath. I'm going to use a 30 blade. If you're new to grooming, I suggest you use a 10 blade to start getting used to this, because the 30 blade, you really got to be light with your hand with the 30 blade, because this could cut. So come in an angle like that, in an angle like that. You don't want to be digging in too much. There's a little in their pad here, you can catch that little vein. That you don't want that. So go around, all around. Get all that done, okay? You don't want to dig in flat like this. You can come in this way. I don't particularly like to dig in. I just lightly come in and you need to be sure there's not much hair left there, because you don't want them coming in with any mats in there, because that's a place that mats up and it makes them very uncomfortable. I'm just going in lightly, really lightly. And I'm just using the side of my blade here to come in, and I want to expose all of those toes. See? Do the same thing here. I'm going to come in lightly one side, lightly the other side. If this dog was fighting me for this, I'd move on to a 10 blade, because just one poke of this could cause some bleeding. You don't want any accidents. Another time here. You're doing a good job right there. So you gotta check in there, see if there's any hairs, but as I said, I don't do much digging, just light. If you had a 10 blade, it's more forgiving. You can come in and dig on one side, dig on the other side. See how that's a triangle here? Oh, you don't see, of course. Bring it in closer. All right, so see how this is like a triangle, their little pad here? Okay, so you'll come in this way and this way, but not this way. Don't dig in this way, because in here they have this little part here that bleeds easily in there, okay? So you don't want to catch that, okay? So, and then all around on the sides like that. So we got that done. Moving on. So I upload new videos every Monday and Friday. Also, guys, if ever you're interested, I have, okay, let me plug that in. I have a playlist about difficult dogs to groom, where you're seeing me kind of struggle with the pups. But I also try to help and give you guys some tips and tricks and insight, you know. But it's from each, you know, from one dog to another, we're always learning. You know, whether you've been grooming for a year or 20 years or even more, you'll always run into something different. Okay, so I'm going to get under the arms here. The underarms mat up pretty easily, and getting rid of all of that will help you not have to brush under there, because they don't like that. They don't like being brushed under the arms. There. That's with the 10 blade, guys. The belly and under the arms, the 10 blade. 10 blade is longer than the 30 blade. Okay? 30 blades cut short. I'm going to put the 30 back on, and now we're going to start clipping. He's a 13 millimeter. That is the orange Andis comb. And that would be a 1/2 inch. So let's go. So he's all brushed out. Now he's ready for his cut. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I am aiming for that 2,000. You know, we're getting there, guys. I really want to get this community going. I'm here to stay, and I'm here to teach. And yeah, I am here for you guys. I've been doing this 14 years now, and it's time for me to share my knowledge with the world. Help you understand the grooming process. Whether you have your dog groomed somewhere, or you're a groomer, or care for your dog at home, there may be a few things you may learn along the way. This is how I work. Some groomers may work differently. We all have our own artistic flair. Because it is an art, right? Seriously, it is. The art of patience, the art of kindness, the art of giving. Yes, the art of understanding. The art of learning. Wow, there's so many arts there. Show me. So I did his whole back. Now I'm going to come to the side. You'll notice that I always groom. I always groom in sections. I will have down the back, the top back, and then I come down and I do the sides. I'm going to come in and do all the scissoring on his legs after. Okay? So I'm going to do the sides here like that. This whole leg, it came down behind. Nice curve here, but I'm going to finish it off with scissors. Okay? And then I'll lift up the legs. Sometimes I'll do this, and I'll just give it a nice curve. If I didn't do it, I'll just do it with my scissors. Depends on how I feel, I guess. I'll hold that leg back. I'm going to, wow, get that all down in there. That's a lot. You don't want to come in here too close, because you don't want to catch this flap here. You cut the dog, certainly. Okay. So if you're a groomer, my question to you is, how long have you been grooming? Have you ever groomed a COTON de Tulear? You can introduce yourself and be a part of the community where we can learn from each other. Let me know what your channel is, and I'll go and subscribe and follow you and watch your videos. So there's no Don't be shy, just post a little something, tell me you're a groomer and you have your own channel. And, you know, let's just share friendship, share knowledge, become this great big community together. I know there's a lot of other groomers who have their communities. But hey, what's wrong with one more, right? I'm not the same as the others. I mean, everyone has their own way of working and their own characters and styles. I tell you, this Cotton is still stressed out about me grooming him. If you just joined, I was telling everyone a while ago that I've been grooming him for about 10 years now, every 8 weeks, and he's still crouched down and stressed about this. Yeah, you don't need to be, honey. It's all good, okay? It's all good. You're okay. All right. So I'm coming from underneath here. So again, if you're a groomer or even whatever channel you have, if you have a channel here on YouTube, just let me know. I'll go check it out. I'll go check out your channel. For sure. If we all work so hard on our channels, and if you write your name of your channel or let me know that you have a channel, maybe other viewers will see your channel too. So just let me know in the comments. Down the neck here. You're going to lift him up, hold his 2 paws here. He's still very capable of standing on his hind feet. If he had back problems, I would do this differently. I'd go in from the back and lift his legs. So he's still good on his back legs. So okay, deposit down slowly. Let's go under the arms here, honey. Yeah, are you okay? You're doing good. Hey, I wasn't paying too much attention to you. I'm talking to everybody, but not you. You're the important one, aren't you? You're the important dog. Yes, you are. He's got such sweet eyes. All right, so we're going to give him we're done with, this was a 13 millimeter ½ inch Andis orange comb. And I'm going to come in and do a 16. That's the yellow Andis. And for the head, that's a 5/8 inch. I'm having trouble with mine. Every time I turn it on, it jams. It's brand new. I love this clipper, though. It's so quiet compared to my other one. This is the KM cordless from the wall. Nice and quiet. Nice and quiet. So I'm just going to come in and always pulling towards his little snout there, his little nose. I'm going to pull some of this back, some of that skin back, and do the same thing. I don't want to go down into the face like that at all. I'm just going to go in with my scissors and do that. Let's get into the scissoring, guys. All right, the moment of truth. It's good to always keep your table nice and clean. Yeah, all right, let's do this. I'm going to pull out my curves. Oh, yeah. How about we do his nails? Ah! Do your nails. Who's your nails? Bring it, no, not the scissors. I pulled out the scissors. I said I'm going to do the nails, and I pull out the scissors. Burn it all. All right, so I'm going to just tip this here. I'm guessing this is the part that scares most of the people. I'm not taking much off because see how pink all of that is? There's not much to take off. Let me come in and just soften that up a bit with not a new tool that I absolutely love. This grinder is so quiet. I'm just softening the edges up. because they're pretty short. The same thing, pretty short. And guys, just because one nail, like you'll cut, the nails grow, well, they grow. I guess they get used in different areas depending on the dog's how the dog's walking. So if you're walking your dog and you're out in the street, those nails they'll get used up. But some nails will be touching the ground and some won't. So it is possible that some nails are longer than others. And you don't want to be cutting the same length off of each nail. So I'm just cutting just a little bit. I'm going to show you guys something. Hang on, just get this. I got to show you guys something. Something really important about the nail clippers, that companies, how they make them, how dangerous that can be. And I don't know why they do this, but they add these things here. They add this. This is supposed to be like a nail stopper. When the nail goes in, like that, that stops the nail and says, oh, you can cut. Well, if that nail is already short enough and you don't know that it's short enough because you're all new to this and you're depending on this thing, and then you stick that in, okay, but the quick is right there, and you stick it in, you're going to cut that quick and pretty deep, because look at all that space. Look at all that space. You will cut that quick pretty deep. So my advice is to not use that. Yeah, you'll think, yeah, but I can see some white and I'm okay. But the thing is that white that you see on the nail, that white that you see here, can you come in closer, honey? Can we show this? Okay, this white here, are you seeing it? Are you seeing that? Okay. Okay, there's the pink that stops right there, and then the white stops here. But just because what you see, the pink part, this is the vein, just because you see it stops there doesn't mean it stops there. It finishes out into a point. So it's in there into a small, thinner point. So you're still, that's why when I cut upside down like that, when I put the foot upside down, I'll start cutting. And as soon as I start seeing a pink dot in the middle, and for a black-nailed dog would be a black dot, I see there's a little pink dot. I'm not sure if you can see that, but that means stop. Stop, you're going to end up, that means the vein is starting there, and there's still some white on the side here. You can't depend on that. You really can't. Okay, come in and finish his other nails. You know, it happens that we'll cut a nail once in a while, cut a vein once in a while. Dog groomers, we're human. It happens. The dog moved. We didn't judge properly. As long as you're not cutting every single dog, because if you are, then you really need to figure out what it is that you're doing wrong. All right, that's good enough. All right, let's get into the cutting here. Yeah, we're right here. Any questions? Yeah. Okay, so Sailor Jane, like that. I hate doing the nails. It gives me so much anxiety. You know what? It took me at least 2 years before I actually stopped being so stressed about cutting the nails. I mean, my heart would be racing, I'd get sweaty, and I was actually seeing the blood before even trying to cut, okay? But the more you do it, the better you get at it, I guess, and the easier it becomes. But, I was still grooming. This is me. I was still grooming like 3 dogs a day, 5 days a week, and I was still getting stressed out about it. Sometimes I cry, it's like, I don't want to do this, I hate this part. But, you know, you gotta trust yourself and go in slowly. Don't just jump in and say, hey, I'll cut there. Peel. Clip a little, look. Lightly, just clip a little and look. If that nail is a dark nail, you'll see a little, you'll see that the coloring is different in the center. And if that stresses you out, you can use a Dremel, like what I was using. There's some that are stronger and louder ones. I like this one because it's not loud, but it's not very aggressive, so it doesn't cut a lot. So I tend to use it for just to soften out the edges. If I was going to grind down that nail, I would use my other one. I have another one. Oh no, that's my husband. It's all good. It's only staff. Yeah. So you had another question. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not alone. I don't remember what I said. That's really interesting. I've never heard to look for the dot. Yes, the dot. The black nails are especially tough. They're not if you're looking for the dot. It's not this defined dot, but you'll see as you peel away, you'll notice that there's just a different tone in it. And the more you do it, the more you'll get used to it, okay? So I hope that helps. Check out on YouTube. I'm pretty sure there's go on dog grooming, what is it called? Rudy? Look for Rudy. I'm not remembering the name of his channel. Grooming with Rudy, dog grooming with Rudy, or something like that. Go look at that. He has an awesome video on nail cutting, so go check that out. I have a video of that, but mine isn't really good. The dog wasn't cooperating. It was like the worst tutorial ever. I posted it just the same because I found it funny. But go check out Rudy, R-U-D-Y. So he's got some great stuff there too. And you're welcome. All right, so I got all of that done. Now let's do behind your leg. Guys, we're gonna get through this groom. I hope before I run out of batteries. Can we do this? If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It helps out my channel. I'm trying to get to 2,000 and really creating I really want to create a cool community so that we can all share together. We can share our experiences, and you can share your experiences with me. Any questions, any ideas on grooming videos that you'd like me to create so that you can learn from that. If there's something that you're looking for online and can't find any videos about it, let me know. Let me know. Just comment and let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you out because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you figure things out, understand things. Your dog. So yeah. So I'm giving him a scissor cut here. As I mentioned, I always finish off with the scissoring. Okay. Come in here. I'm going to lock that knee. There's a knee here. His bum. I'm locking the knee so he doesn't move that leg. I don't want him pulling out that leg. So it's nice and locked. You seeing that? See here, there's some knotting, I guess. Okay, turn, honey. You don't need to shake. Why are you shaking? There's no need to do that shaking. You're shaking, baking. Hold this down. So yeah, dog grooming really is an art because we're working on moving canvases. Because we're just sculpting. It's not the same thing as a hairdresser. Hairdressers, it's not the same thing. It's two different worlds. Totally different worlds. Especially that the client, the hairdresser, in general, they don't bite. I'm just going to round this out here. There. Nice round leg here. Okay. I'm gonna come in nice and round here. My fingers are here, right behind this flat, a little lower than the flat. So that when I'm coming around like this, you see that? When I'm coming around like this, I am not gonna catch that. If I'm to catch something, it will be my finger. Okay? Same thing down here. We're gonna just make this nice and straight. And then get a move on, guys. I have other clients. We got all of that. Any more questions? Okay, so let me see this. Okay, okay, all right. Okay, sorry, I was just, Sailor Jane, I'm just reading here. When you cut the dogs, do you do the same basic cut for everyone and then go in with scissors to unique style, or do you shave it differently? Well, usually what I'll do is I'll give the length. I give the length with my clippers, and then I'll do the scissoring with the, I'll do all of the scissoring afterwards, the face, the legs. It depends on the dog. Sometimes some clients will want longer, some will want shorter, some will want really short, and then I'll go in more with the clippers. But the scissors are really to just soften everything up, and it depends on the dog breed. So, but in general, it always comes out to the same kind of thing. It's just at different lengths. But as I said, if it's a poodle, we'll do a stylish poodle. Then we're doing different. We'll do the top knot. We might do any poofies on the feet, and you got to do circles and round. But I don't do any of those because clients are not asking me for that. Most clients ask me for just the basic, like a puppy cut, which what I call a puppy cut will be different for anyone else, maybe different for someone else, but what I figure a puppy cut, what I call a puppy cut, is just the cut, like imagine like when the puppy is starting to, as the puppy ages, the hair just starts growing out equal everywhere, right? So that's what I figure puppy cut is. It's just, you're just bringing it down to a specific length that's pretty much the same length everywhere in general. That's how I see the puppy cut. You have another question here. To give it a unique style. Yeah, well that's what I was saying. It depends on the client. I usually do the same base cut and then use scissors to try and give them what they want. I don't know if that is right though. It is right. Usually give the same, that's it. You just go down and do a base cut and give the client what they want. If the client's asking for longer, if the client's asking for, you just adjust to what they want. That's how I do it. I've been doing it this way and my clients are pretty much satisfied. And I'll do the cut the first time and I'll let them know it's the first time with me. So they'll give me an approx. I'll explain to them before the cut's done that, you might end up, so where was I going with this? You might end up with something that you didn't exactly want because this is our first time together, but I will write everything down in the file, and if there's anything that needs to be changed, you let me know and I'll be more than happy. Like if the face is too short, or if the ears are not short enough, they'll give me a base idea, but from one person to another, they might say, oh, I want, leave me this much on the body. And then we'll do this much, and they'll say, oh my God, that's too short. Because from one person to another, their idea of this much and actually looking at the dog will be different. So I'm sure to always let my clients know firsthand that I will change what needs to be changed if ever they're not satisfied. I won't let the client go home without saying that, because often, you go to a hairdresser, you get your, hairstylist, whatever, you get your hair done, and you go, oh, I didn't like it. And you don't go back and see that hair dresser again. But if you communicate, that's when you can go back and communicate and say, the last time I enjoyed your service, you were very nice and polite, you did a good cut, but it's not exactly what I wanted. Then they adjust. So that's what we do with our dogs. We adjust. Sorry, I got to get into some of these here. Heather. Your canvas doesn't move quite like mine. He wants to watch everything I do. It's hard. Heather, do you have, is this your dog you're talking about, or are we talking about a client's dog? And I wanted to ask also, Sailor Jane, like you say, you usually do these cuts. Are you a groomer? Do you have a grooming channel? Let us know. Yes, always. I have notes. Sorry, I'm reading and it's like, here you're saying here, same, that's a great tip to take clients' notes all the time. I'm not going to show you that, but I have this and it's on paper. It's not in my computer or whatnot, because that had happened once where everything was on computer crashed. I lost everything. I couldn't even call my client. I didn't have the number. So now it's the old-fashioned way. I like it like this. I usually write the name, breed, sex, age, the body, the head, the time it takes, and the price. Their name, the client's name, number. I write at the top here how many they're booked every 6 or 8 weeks. And I write their preference, like this one prefers every 6 weeks and we'll say on a Wednesday. And then I'll write down comments. In this section here, I'll write down all the comments about the dog, how the dog is, what was complicated, and what I should do, and what I tried. And then I'll also have other contacts here. In the back of my card here, I always write the last groom and what I did. Like here at April 30th, I gave the dog a cut. Sometimes it'll be, oh, we did a 13 millimeter, they changed last time. Because then the client comes back and says, what is it that we did the last time? Okay, so puppy cut same length. I always say, please let me know if you prefer anything different next time. Definitely, definitely, definitely. That's a good way to go. I prefer paper and pen too. Sure, paper and pen, you don't go wrong. It's right there with you. Unless it catches fire, then you don't have it anymore. But seriously, it's what really worked for me. I'm just going to continue here. If ever there are any more questions, I'll just write them down and I'll come right back to you guys. I'm just going to continue on the cut here. Over here. Right at the leg. I'm going to go right down to the table. So as I mentioned earlier, and I'm just mentioning it a few times because I don't know who popped in and who left or whatever. But letting you know, I'm live every Wednesday, 10 a.m. And, hang on, sit, hon. I'm live every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and I upload a new video every Monday and Friday. And I'm trying to get to my 2,000 subscribers, and that is because I know that my community is growing, the community is growing, and I really want to have this nice community where we can share our knowledge together. You never know what you can learn. From one groomer to another, we are all so different. I mean, I watch a lot of grooming videos, and I'm seeing how some people work differently than me, and that's all right, guys. That is all right. Huh? It's like my grandmother's apple pie doesn't taste the same as my aunt's apple pie, and that's all right. Everyone's got their unique way of working. They do. They sure do. So, this little one here, what are we doing here, huh? I'd like to do a nice straight side here. And then come in the front. Hold the bottom part of his foot if he allows me. Fluff everything up. Give it a little shake. And then go in straight. And come around. Have you seen that? Yeah. Come around. Nice and flat. Like that. Give me a second, honey. We're almost done. We're almost done. He's pulling a bit. I find the front feet are longer to do than the back legs for some reason. Itchy nose. These little cottons, they are so cute in a cut. I actually have I have a cotton that I groom that I've never cut, and the client just wants that nice, fluffy, long coat. And all I do is wash and give him a good brush, make sure there's no knots. I'll cut around the feet and clean out the important areas. You're being so patient with me. You've been on the table for a while now. Yes, you're so patient. All right, so that's one foot done. And we're going to do the other foot here. I'm going to stand you up. I always like to stand them up, going in from the back like this to help them stand. Give them a little bit of support there with my arm. Come straight down like that. Like that. I'm going to try one more time. Give it a nice tap. All right. Okay, hang on, honey. He's always pulling. Hang on. I'm just going to do this up a bit. No pulling. We're almost done. We got to do this leg, the back leg, tail, and then face. Huh? Here, there's always this little toe back there. You got to be careful not to catch that toe. My finger's there, and I know where that toe is. You memorize it, right? Okay. So I do the side, back. I'm going to come in and do this side here. Questions here? Okay. Sailor Jane, I just cut at my house for a handful of clients. This is where I'm at too. This is my home. This is my house. Check this out. This is my little room here. I have windows everywhere. Windows and plants. Look at this window. I gotta change that window because it gets foggy pretty easy. So this is my little spot, and I've been here for, has it been 13 years maybe? So yeah, it's nice to groom at home. It's nice and comfortable. But want to do more. I've been worried about as I get larger. Getting bit by dogs, you mean? You're saying, I've been worried about as I get larger, getting bit. Does that happen much, getting bit? You know what? I have not, is there any wood for me to touch? I have not really been bitten much. I'm cautious. You know, it's important to know the signs. Like if your dog is just sitting there and turning his eyes like, checking you out like that, and his head's down looking at you like that, that's a sign that he's waiting to bite. And this one, when they're like this and they start looking like that and they got their, if they're not growling, a lot of them will give you a growl first, but some don't. Some don't. Of course we get worried about getting bit. I don't use muzzles because I find that the muzzle will cause the dog to freak out even more. I do use the groomer's helper, which I'll show you in a moment, really quick. But in my videos, you'll see some, in my videos with the hard to groom, if you go see the harder to groom dogs, you'll see how I use the groomer's helper. I have a, what do you call that, hang on, he won't let me do this here. I have a playlist about dogs that are harder to groom. And you'll see that I use the groomer's helper. So maybe the groomer's helper will make you feel a little safer. Huh? So try that out. The groomer's helper should help you feel safer because what it is, it's like another leash that's tied against that post that helps the dog, helps with the dog. The dog won't turn his head, can't turn his head or bring his head down to bite. So if you're stressed out about that, you can try that. But right now, I'm kind of gotta get this done here. But seriously, go check out those videos and you'll see exactly how I use those. I'll show you quick here. See, this is it. See this lead? This is a lead. You can either clip it like that. It opens like that. You'll put the dog's head in there, okay? And then you have this thing that's hooked onto your post here. The dog's head is there, and you close this. And then after that, you're gonna use this. There's a little thing that slides over here, so you can get some of this cord here loose. And you're going to tie it to your dog's collar like that. And this thing, as you see it's loose, you'll pull the dog towards this. Tighten it here so he can't back up. If you want the dog, you don't want the dog to be putting his head down and biting, so you'll pull this up just a little bit and he's higher. So then you can work on the foot down here and the dog can't turn. Or you can go in the back of the dog and do their feet back there. They may want to pull and they might be mad sometimes, but you gotta just keep calming them down, put your hand on them, and then, just get the job done quickly if the dog is being aggressive. So, and the client needs to understand, if the dog is aggressive, you do what you can, not what you want. Because with these dogs, you just want them off the table as soon as you can. And your client, you need to let the client know, I wanted to give him the best cut I could, but this is the best I can do with your dog. There's always a way to tell the client that the dog has been misbehaving. You don't want to be, your dog's your dog's too mean, or your dog's this or that. I mean, it's like, that's like telling their kids, your kid's too mean. They'll take that to heart. And it's understandable. But you really gotta just let them know kindly that you did your best and that the dog is just a little scared and the dog just doesn't want this. And, you do what you can, not what you want. And if the client's not satisfied with that, then fine. You don't need that in your life. If a client's not understanding you, you don't need that in your life where the dog is being mean and your client's not happy with the groom, and then you feel bad about yourself, and nah. Anyhow, that's how I see it. If the dog wasn't meant for me, the dog wasn't meant for me. I tried my best, and I did it in the way that I felt that I was respecting myself and respecting the dog. So we want the dog off the table as soon as possible, both for you and the dog. We don't want any accidents, All right. Hope my batteries won't run out. There were more questions here. Okay, I just found your channel and I'm enjoying it. Very nice work. Thank you so much, A. That's very Canadian saying that. Thank you so much, A. But yes, thank you to you. Sailor Jane, it looks great. Definitely a beautiful cut. Learning a lot. Thanks for sharing. It's more than a pleasure. This is what I'm here for. I am here for that. Sailor Jane, honestly, not often learn where the bite zones are. Yes, that's awesome. For aggressive pups, I like using what's called the Groomer's Helper. Yes, exactly. That's the Groomer's Helper. It's awesome. I'll go check out those videos, guys, seriously. Sailor Jane. Great channel, happy to have found. I have to get, all right, guys, perfect. Okay, so thank you so much for being around, seriously. I'm gonna finish up this groom here. I'm so happy I got to answer your questions. Just be sure if anyone else has any questions, I'm right here for you. I'm finishing up this COTON de Tulear. As again, it was longer than usual because I'm answering questions. I'm taking my time to show you guys exactly how I get this done. If you haven't subscribed again, I'm right here. If you're new to this channel, if you just dropped in, sorry for the repeat for those who are still there. I'm just letting everyone know that I'm here, and I'm here to stay, and I'm aiming for my 2,000 so that we can get this community going. Let's get chatting, let's get talking, let's get asking questions, and let's get answering the questions and sharing. There's nothing more sweet than being able to share with each other, share our stories, even if they're not about puppies. We can share all kinds of stories. Yeah. I'm sure this pup has many stories to tell. You chasing these squirrels lately, or any bunnies? I have a bunny in the backyard. I call him Bun Bun. It's just a baby. So cute. Little baby Bun Bun. It's a hare, actually, you know, not really a rabbit. But I still call him Bun Bun. Bunny rabbit. There, all the side done. Let's do the back end here. Whoop. So I'm going to go in on the inside. As I mentioned earlier, if ever there are any knots there and the dog doesn't want to be brushed out, I just pull it out. There's no knots, but imagine if there were knots, I still will pull it out lightly and come in and cut all of that out. Cut into that knot. You don't need to be brushing that inside here. Unless it's really, really bad and you got to shave it. No. Holding his tail up. You don't want the dog to be pulling down too much, because I don't want to be causing any strain on the base of the tail here. Sometimes you're so into your cutting and it's pulling and then you forget, oh, I'm holding on to that tail. So you got to let go and just let the dog let go, and then just let that dog get him back up. So I'm just like sculpting around in there, just keep coming back with my comb, and all I'm doing, my comb, and then all I'm doing is cutting the sticky eddies and curving, causing this nice little curve in there, curvature. Now he doesn't have his little jewels back there, so he's all good. You gotta be careful, sometimes they'll have that little flap of skin from when they had their little jewels. You don't want to be cutting that flap of skin. Especially, they'll have that, especially if they've been castrated later on in life, because that skin had time to grow, right? Sometimes, from one dog to another, it's different. I'm just going to toss this over. I use my scissors. A lot of groomers like to use clippers back here, but I'm fine with scissors. It's just how I do it, and that's okay. We all do things differently. Keep repeating that. All right, let's do the tail. Tail was brushed out a while ago. I'm just going to bring this tail all the way down to the table. Feel for that bone, that end of the tail. Touch the table. Give this a snip. That. So I brought it down to the table and I snipped right at the table. Separate it in half. And then I'm just going to turn them here so you can see better. See, oh, yeah, good, you can see better. You're not seeing better. I'll do it this way. Okay, I'll do it this way. Hang on, honey. Up, up. Sometimes if they really don't want to stand, I'll just let them sit and I'll do it from off the table. I'm going to take about this much off. Right there. Okay, so I did that side. Hang on. Look on this side. From one side to the other. You can't see what you're doing on this side if your head's on the other side, right? So I'm going to let go. And I usually come in, do another brush, another comb, separate again, because you'll notice that you might have some hairs, see, that don't fall right exactly back into the same place. I'm going to cut that. Do it a third time. Up, up. Do it a third time. Hold that tip of the tail. Let's see, on this side too again. Up, up. Honey, Up. Sometimes when you lift them up, you wait a second, you wait till they stop trying to pull down. I'm gonna do the little Christmas tree here where you pull the tail straight up like this. Hang on, little Christmas tree. See, we got a nice Christmas tree. Put it down lightly, give it a shake. I'm gonna come in and cut, be careful here, right above this little bum there. You don't want poopers in there, okay? Calm that back down, fluff this up, and I'm going to use my trusty thinners to try to make this this curve here. See? Do it like that. How he's seeing. I just want that curve in there. When he brings his tail down, I don't want a poof here. Okay? It's a nice tail. So after I've done the Christmas tree, I'll give it a last look with my scissors. And I might have a little bit hanging out there. That's good. He's good. All right, turn around. Stand him up. In the inside here, there may be some sticky outies. I'm just going to come right down with that. Right down. Watch for that tail. You don't want to cut that tail. Alrighty then. Okay. Sit. When I sit him down, I like to just fold those knees back there and give him a push in the front. He won't sit. Sit, 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 sit. These dogs, as soon as you touch them, it's like everything's out of place. And you get back in, it's like, oh no! All right, we'll finish that off afterwards. But right now, we're going to go into the face here. We're going to finish this off. Almost done. Get rid of that visor here. I'm going in the opposite direction of the curves. You can go in this way, but I think it's safer this way because your point is pointing outwards. So I like to just get rid of most of the length around the face with my normal shears first, and then I'll come back in with these here to give it a softer look. He's snoring. I hear him snoring. I usually pull all of this front. Let's get rid of that. He's pushing really hard on my hand right now. He's laying in my hand. See if I let go? See? He's just pushing. Ah, don't push me. Come in and clean that up here. A lot there. Try to get all of that up here. Just pull it all up. I'm try to go in with this. If you're using scissors around here, it's best not to go in flat. If you're in an angle like this, because you don't want to catch that skin in that area. Oh, my thumb's starting to hurt because he's pushing so hard. All right, so I did the eyes. I'm going to just cut across like this. Create that V down here. I'm coming with these. I don't like working with these on this type of coat. Just, push back, push back. He's pushing like that. Oh, he's got bad teeth. I just saw his teeth. No. Can you relate? I just placed that. What are you doing licking it? Don't lick it, don't lick it, don't lick it. Give me a second, give me a second, give me a second. Don't lick, don't lick, don't lick, don't lick. Okay, you can lick. There. This back. Now I'm just going to cut. Whoa. I'm just going to cut a nice half circle all the way to the back of the ear here. Okay, I'm going to pull all of this hair back. I'll come back in, and I'm going to come do a half circle and get rid of all of that in the front, and then stop this at the top of the ear here. And see all these, there's the little scissor marks. I'll get rid of that with my other scissors after. And I'm going to look at him straight in front of me, pull it all out, and I'm going to come in and do a nice circle going towards his eye here. And then just get rid of all of that back there. So what I did is I went from here to there, here to there, here to there. So now you go 1, 2, 3. So I got rid of that. Now I'm going to use these other thinners here to try to soften that up a bit. And and I have even softer ones here. I like these. These are my Kenshis. But it's less aggressive, but it's really soft. So on the front here, pop all of that out. I'm going to use these here. These are more aggressive, so it cuts more. Just come down there. Fluff that out. See how square that is? This is a straight square line. So it goes like that, and it's square and round. Well, I'm going to come in and bevel that. Sorry, guys. He's got down here he had knots, so because of the knots it caused a little hole there. I had no choice, guys, but to cut that out. So we do our best. We do our best. Right? What do you think? We do our best? I'm not very happy with that. Not happy with that. Let's try the other side now. Pull this down. See, he's always pulling. I suggest that you're always coming in this angle. Try to go in with just the tip instead of just grabbing the whole thing and chomping it out. Just the tip like that. Oh my God, do I have another question? Oh no, sorry, I thought I had another question there. No choice. All right. So back from the back of the ear. And I'm going to come around like that. Hold up. And towards the ear. Do the same thing here. I'm going to rip all of that off. Come in here. No. So you have to look at me because I'm not seeing very well here. That's always pretty choppy, but I'm just trying to get most of it off first. You know, we often see videos of groomers posting their best dogs, right? The reality of it, of grooming, is they're not always perfect. Unfortunately, depending on the dog's character, depending on hair, whether your scissors are working well for you or not. Sometimes my scissors, I just need to get them sharpened, and then my sharpening guy is not available, and then I'm a few days or a week where I'm working with scissors that suddenly decide to stop working on me. That's not really good. Let's keep this nice and clean here. There you go. Okay, so hang on. If you're pulling like that, I can't get this done. Okay? If you're pulling, you can't get it done. We're almost done. Okay. Come back in to the rest of this face after. Alright. So we need to come back in at the tip here, chin, and just make a nice round circle. Nice round head. Nice round head. Hmm? If you keep pushing your head front, I can't see. Sometimes they'll just push. Some push and some pull. And from one dog to another, it's completely different. One will push and another will pull. Okay, so there's this extra fluff up here that I'm going to get rid of. Now, this definitely is not a poodle. If it was a poodle, I'd get rid of all of that. So I just want this to blend in lightly with the top of his ear. So I'll come in this angle. We'll see how that works once he shakes out. If I need to take more out, I'll come in and grab all of that, because this here, there are so many knots that show up there. Try the other side, and we're gonna get those ears a little shorter. Again, if it was a poodle, I'd cut all of that out. This is not a poodle, it's a COTON de Tulear. So for those who don't know, I upload new videos every Monday and Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. If you want to see those videos, please subscribe. It helps out my channel a lot with the algorithm and all that. It helps out my channel. And so if you want to be sure that you see my videos, once you've subscribed, don't forget to click the bell so that you get the notification, if that's something you would like. If not, then maybe I'll show up sometime in your timeline, but in general, it's best to get notifications. And I'm live on Wednesdays, so you get a notification about my grooming videos on the Monday, Friday, and on Wednesdays, 10 a.m. for a live grooming. For any questions, I'm talking to you, I'm not even looking at you, it's not very polite, huh? For any questions, I'm right here on Wednesdays, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So I'm going to check for the flap. It's right here. I usually come right below the chin here, and I'll come in and bevel that ear lightly, just a little bevel, with my thinners. Sorry, I have something in my throat. See, we beveled all of that. We bevel a little on the inside too. That's pokey. See, this is point here. I'm not liking. I'm going to get rid of that. So see here. Check for the ear. Memorize that. I know it's right there. Let's come in right around the chin. This is an approx, guys. Do the best you can. You eye it. That looks good. It's bevel. Side right here. Right there. Beveling that just a little bit gives that a nicer and rounder look. And guess what? You gotta do a little bit of the beveling on the inside too, because you get this flat area if you don't. See? Look at this nice little round face. So I'm just gonna poof everything up. And I'm coming in with my more aggressive. And I am going to just come in. Give it some round. The rest is all about eyeing it, right, guys? All right. So I'm just going to continue. I'm going to be letting you guys go. Hope to see you on my videos on Mondays and on Fridays. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment. So happy to be here. Let's create an awesome community, guys. And I'm going to just finish with the little sticky outies here, and I'm going to get going with his little brother. He's been waiting. Hang on, show your face. See, because he's got some sticky outies there. But show your face. Show your little cotton face. So there's our little cotton. Okay? So I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Take care, guys. See you in the next video. Bye for now.